everyone, welcome back to my channel. My name is Mandy and I am a full-time reseller. Today I am going to go over some tips and tricks on Depop. I'm going to show you how I research keywords and then kind of look at different comps on eBay. So starting a little bit about me. If you are new, you could be thinking, okay, who are you? Do you even know anything about Depop? I would say I'm a newer seller to Depop. I do have, how many sales? 247 items I have sold on Depop. I believe it was around fall of last year that I really started, trying to amp up my Depop closet, store, whatever you want to call it. And that was also when I started doing more style-based thrifting as opposed to brand. I do like using Depop just because there is less fees there. You can boost items, which, obviously your fees are going to be a little bit more. But compared to the other sites, I would say that they are pretty low. For the most part, I don't really have a lot of issues on eBay with customers. There will be a lot of, low ball offers, but that you're going to get on multiple platforms. The only issue I really have with Depop is that they do not have binding offers. That is more of just an inconvenience to me because you have people making offers and they just don't pay for it. I did make a more in-depth video about this a couple months ago. You can check that out. Just a couple tips off the top of my head for making sure that your Depop is going to be successful for you. Number one, do not use stock photos. Depop doesn't play around with that. I don't know how many warnings they give you. I've heard like as low as 2. So if you get, caught the second time, they can close your account. So just do not use stock photos at all on Depop. The Depop buyer is looking to see how these items are going to fit them. Most of what people are selling on Depop is style-based, so it's not going to be just your average Lululemon leggings that people, know what that looks like on a body. It's probably going to be more vintage items, vintage dresses, and they want to know, what that's going to look like. If you don't want to, or you don't fit in the clothes that you are selling, and you don't want to do, actual photos of you wearing the clothes, I would suggest getting a mannequin. I have definitely seen higher sales on Depop when I use my mannequin. I'll put a link below to the one I got on Amazon. It's just a half mannequin, so it's not really heavy. It can hang on a hook. It's like, I had a different mannequin where it was more like cloth, so it was harder to get things on and off. But this one is more of a plastic feel, so it comes, on and off very easy. And it gives somebody an idea of how things are going to lay on the body. Not everything looks great on the mannequin. Pants and that kind of stuff, I don't put on the mannequin because it's only the top half. We'll get into kind of like how photos look here in a little bit when we start looking at stuff. I will say that there are certain flat lays that seem to do better for baggy jeans. I've talked about that in the past, so we'll maybe look at that. Another thing, I do not use hashtags. I know that was like a big thing on Depop for a while. I've heard a couple other sellers that are no longer using the hashtags. I looked into this on my last video, and it seemed like as long as I had that word within my listing, it was still getting pulled even if you were clicking on the hashtag. So I don't know that it's necessary to have them. Also, for my descriptions, I keep it very simple. I'm not going to have a paragraph of describing every single thing about the outfit. I don't do that on any of my platforms. I really just don't think people read it. And I can guarantee people are not reading listings because I get questions daily where the information is within the description. So I keep it pretty simple. Keywords, sizes, colors, what the condition is, and that's about it. Make sure you're using the appropriate brands when you are listing things on Depop. I would say that goes for every platform. Some platforms you can get in trouble for that. I see a lot on Depop that people are using the incorrect brand to get more exposure to their listing. Like just off the top of my head, a lot of those like cyber emo goth type shirts, people are putting in there that they're Affliction and they're not. Personally, that drives me insane when I am shopping and I am looking for a specific brand and a whole bunch of other ones pop up and it's not that brand. So I personally would not do that. You're kind of opening yourself up to a return in case someone doesn't look at the tags or you don't have photos of the tags and they think they're getting something and it's not. So I would just be truthful in what you currently have. Okay, so now that we have gone through those, I will kind of just show you what I do to look for new keywords. And another good thing to do too is just kind of take a look at what is happening on the Depop page, like the main page. So it gives you suggestions based off of what you're looking for. It also says what you might be interested in on other things you have been looking for, recently viewed, shop by style. So the things that they are currently featuring are slam dunk style, swimwear, easy breezy linen, emo, spring and butter, yellow, and romantic. Some things that they are saying that are popular this week: Minecraft, graduation dress, rave outfit, rain jacket, pink Coach bag. So then it also gives you some here where you can shop by price if you want something under $10, under $100. This is the Depop edit. I don't know how they choose these photos. They just choose them, and it's, the popular ones go on here. You can click in it and just kind of see, what people have on here. So this is kind of a good thing too. This is showing you what is popular right now. So to find new keywords, I don't always find new keywords, but it does help me also kind of look at how people are marketing their items, how they're styling them. Okay, so what I think I'm going to put in is something that I know is going to be pretty popular this summer, is kind of like that preppy old money look. So we'll try old money and see if any other keywords are kind of popping up with that, or what the average Depop seller is marketing as that. A lot of this, from what I'm seeing right now, is not saying old money to me. Like this lace cardigan really isn't. I don't know about animal print. To me, old money is like kind of vintage Ralph Lauren, very preppy, like prep school. Let's see. Kind of looking for photos that are a little bit more stylized, and I'm thinking that they would probably have better keywords. Let's just see what this is. It's probably Shein. Let's see. See, like this to me is too much in this listing. Nothing against the seller. I just would not take the time to list this all out because I just don't think people are truly reading it. What she does have in here are some keywords though. It's old money style, corporate baddie, YSL style. That one I don't know, so I'm going to write that one down and we'll maybe look on Google what that is. So YSL style. She's got luxury style, Chanel suit. I wouldn't put that in there. Elegant suit, pink two-piece, and then knitwear, old money, elegant, Chanel cardigan. And then her other little things down here are glam, Y2K, and preppy. So we have one that we can look into. So we'll back out of here and keep looking. See, like to me, this does not say old money, but to each their own. This one kind of looks like it has that like tennis type skirt. Okay, is this the same person? We'll see. No. Okay, so this one, they have a whole bunch of tags. Another thing with tags, make sure that they are corresponding to what you are selling. That's another big pet peeve of mine. If I'm looking for something and then somebody just copies and pastes like a huge paragraph of keywords that don't even make sense for what they have it listed for, I wouldn't do that. So here they have old money, elegant, preppy, timeless, classic, luxury, tailored. Tailored, I think, would be a good one if you truly do have items that are meant to look tailored to the body. American prep, structured, sophisticated, polished, upscale, minimalist, chic, feminine, romantic. She got minimalist in there. Clean, simple, neutral, basic, understated, streamlined, modern, solid colors, capsule wardrobe. I think that's a pretty good one too if you have items that are very classic. Something that people are really looking for right now, I think, are clothes that are going to last you. I think a lot of people are overbuying the stuff that is going to be good for a year, year and a half. It's falling apart. They want really good constructed, good materials so that they are sustainable. So that was probably a good one to use. Sleek, structured, functional, effortless, muted tones, refined, uncluttered, timeless. So I think this is a lot of really good ones that I'm probably going to copy and paste this and look at this a little bit later to add to my list. Some of these that I have never thought to use before. Streamlined, I like that. Understated, I think that's a good one. For items that are very muted, I've heard that this spring prints patterns are pretty much out. With exception, this I'm talking about are like the trends. Obviously, people are still going to wear florals. They're going to wear, printed items, but I have heard that just one solid color is going to be really big. So that would be a good, keyword to use for that. I do like tailored, structured. If it is structured, if it's a loose dress, I wouldn't use that. Upscale, I like that one. Neutral basic, I've used those before. Effortless, I like that one too, especially for summer items, spring items. So let's quick look up what YSL style is. We'll just Google it. Okay, so I'm assuming, yeah, this is a designer and is characterized by its blend of classic luxury. So it's, again, going to be kind of what we were looking at, where it's a luxury item, it's sophistication. This one is saying often featuring masculine-inspired designs. I've also heard, if you guys watch Jack and Ryan, they just did their spring and summer trends list, and it seemed to be kind of more of like a masculine feel for women with suits. So that might be something to look into. So now we'll just quick pop over to eBay just to show you kind of what I do here. So I'm just going to put in old money, or go back up to the top, put in old money tops, and then we will see what is selling. It is a little early for like spring and summer numbers to be pretty accurate just because we're only in like April, but I still think we'll get, a decent pull here on the sold items. Okay, so this is a Talbot's small petite tank top. They use preppy sleeveless, old money. A men's one they used old money for, let's see, Diane von Furstenberg, Lauren Ralph Lauren. $38 for that one. This is a two-piece knit sweater set for $20. So while I'm doing this, where I'm kind of going back and forth, I wish Depop showed you solds. That would help me with pricing on there, but I kind of have to do it here. And then when I am looking up the items on eBay, I'm also looking at what keywords they're using, how they are putting their titles together. And then you can also get an idea of price points depending on what you're seeing that actually sold. So pretty much what I'm doing is looking at Depop to find the more trendier items, find the trendy keywords that maybe I am not aware of or I haven't heard of. And then I go to eBay, put all that information in, kind of see, like I said, how they're using them in their titles and what is actually selling for how much. So now we'll go back to Depop and kind of do like a total swing from the old money, and let's do like rave outfit. And see if we can find something here that's a little bit different in words that I am aware of. Okay, so this is like a headdress. Not really what we're looking for. Let's see what they put in here. Okay, so this one they don't have. So this is a great example of why you should use a mannequin. This is supposed to be a dress. To me, that looks so tiny. I don't even know what it is. It looks like something that could go on your arm. But if this was on a mannequin, I think that they could market this for a lot more than $4 because you're going to see how it looks on a form. This is not showing me anything. So that's just a critique, I guess, of that. Okay, so they used festival vibes, concert fit, summer cardigan, hippie chic, and rainbow fit for this one. Okay, so she only has Y2K, rave, and boho. That's not really giving off anything different. Okay, so this one is, they have on here emo, mall goth, skater, rave, emo, modern. So all of these I've used before in different listings. So let's just click this mall goth one and see if we can get anything different in here to look up. This is also a good way to source on Depop too if you're looking to flip something. A lot of times these are young kids that are just looking to get rid of their stuff. Sometimes you can get stuff for really cheap and just market it a little bit better and you can make better money. Okay, so here's that Jesse Pinkman people have been using, tribal mall goth skater with these little beanie hats. I want to see, let's see how that's still going on eBay. We'll just put in Jesse Pinkman. Outfits maybe. Okay, so here we have this Volcom and Ryan Sheckler. I believe Ryan Sheckler is a professional skateboarder, or was. This one is the hoodie and South Pole jeans. Apparently this full outfit they have. Someone bought it for $210. South Pole jeans I've heard are pretty good. It's a barbed wire shirt, $168. This was worn by him in the show, not directly by him, but as seen on TV, I guess you could say. This is a Vintage Forum snowboard branded hoodie. They put Jesse Pinkman in there. That one went for $78.88, and that was sold on March 12th. So I would say that the Jesse Pinkman vibe is still going well. If you can find some of this stuff like South Pole, I would say if you could find some of the older skateboarding, snowboarding brands like DC Audio. I don't even know if they make audio anymore. I had the greatest pair of audio skateboarding shoes when I was young and I cannot find them anymore. Did I say DC, Volcom? Some of those, but definitely make sure to look at the style. If they're very plain, I probably wouldn't pick them up. As you can see, a lot of this that is going has the skulls, it has those swirly lines, it's an all over print, it's very grungy looking. So that's kind of something to look for within this realm. So if we go back to Depop, and I think we're still under the mall goth, let's just see what this one's going to show. So here we have Y2K, Gothic, Grunge, Emo, Mall Goth. So pretty much everything we've seen before. I want to see what they are putting out here for MySpace. If you guys are young, you might not remember MySpace, but this was like the prime of my later years in high school. I was obsessed with MySpace. I was an emo scene kid, and that was like the thing to be on. So a lot of this is going to be like bright colors, like contrasting colors with black, a lot of striped things, these hats. Okay, so let's see what other keywords they're putting with this stuff. A lot of these like Screamo Band shirts that were very bright, kind of in your face. This is a day to remember, but what else did they use here? They did 2009 metal emo band tee, so that really doesn't give us anything. But if you find any of these older band tees like that, I would look into them. Some of them can be worth quite a bit of money. A lot of what I'm seeing is like band tees, like cartoons, Invader Zim, Hello Kitty, that kind of stuff. Graphics with stars, hearts, skulls, crossbones. Let's see. So this one has, I bet you this was probably like from Walmart, to be honest, this print here. They have Y2K scene 2000s emo Y2K. So let's put in over here like MySpace outfit and we'll see what things are actually selling for. I don't know what my computer's doing. Okay. So Hello Kitty. This really isn't what I thought we would find. We'll put in MySpace and then emo and see what happens. Because that's pulling up too much. So we'll put in MySpace shirt and see what we find. So it's looking like a lot of band type tees. So I don't know that the MySpace keyword is really pulling a lot for eBay. But you could see on, oh, I had this exact shirt in high school. You looked better on MySpace. But what you can see is on Depop, you're getting a lot more with that keyword. So that one probably wouldn't be a good one to have for eBay. Okay, so our last one we'll put in Paris Hilton and see what pops up here. I find quite a few tops of hers, and I feel like if I could get some more keywords, maybe that would help. So let's try this one. She has lingerie as outerwear, Y2K core, indie sleeves, which I've been hearing quite a bit about that. Coquette tees aesthetic, that's new to me. And then archival Y2K. I've looked this one up before. I believe that that is just saying like true Y2K. And what else does she have? Grunge, coquette, 2000 or 2000s, and vintage. Okay. Look at these shoes. Here they're using cyberpunk, wedges, Paris Hilton, cybergoth, and glamour. Futuristic, that's one I use quite a bit on anything that is like Y2K. It has more of a metallic look. Let's see. So nothing really yet that's new to me. One keyword that I did find the other day when I was looking through this, I wrote it down so that I could remember to tell you guys. It was model off duty. And that one I'm definitely going to put in with a lot of the like satin type camis that kind of look like lingerie. That seems to be what that's looking like. It's very tiny, low-rise jeans. It's kind of like this Paris Hilton type look. That's why it made me think of that. So that might be one to look into if you have those type of items. All right, we'll pull up this pink one. They have Fairy Core, Y2K Summer, Coquette Pink, McBling, Paris Hilton. I don't know if Terra Yummy is together. I'm not sure who that is. Simple Life, Summer, Club, Top, Picnic, Fairy, and Ribbon. So not too much information here in this one. I did want to show you one last thing before I end the video. On eBay, I went over this in my, I don't know which video it was, but this definitely helps me when I go thrifting and I see brands that I constantly see. You know, I'm always seeing Maurice's, a lot of Kohl's brands like Sonoma, Apartment 9, 9 West. So if you are somebody that maybe does not have the best thrifting available to you, when you are thrifting, just kind of keep note of what you're seeing for those brands. Then you can put it in eBay and see what from those brands are actually selling for a good amount that maybe you're missing out on. So let's just use Maurice's as an example. I'm just putting it in as a brand, and we don't want to see all these lower things like $8, $5. That's not what we're looking for. But over here, you can put in, you know, how much you want. So we'll say for a minimum, just $30. What in Maurice's is selling for more than $30? So now when you're in the thrift store and you kind of look through some of this, you can be like, okay, so it looks like Maurice's skinny jeans in an extra large that sold for $31.99. So maybe I would find those. Let's see. Here is a bundle of here's a bundle of plus size jeans. Those went for $50. I mean, I find quite a few Maurice's jeans. These 3 pairs, they must all be new, went for $150. That seems strange to me, but I don't know. Plus size, this was a Maurice's Golden Aura Cotton Collegiate Shacket in a 2X. It was brand new, but that went for $40. This is a Maurice's, I don't know why I keep saying Maurice's, that we know and that's what we're looking for. A kimono, 1-button closure duster. This one went for $40. They have it as new a tag in the title, but pre-owned, so I'm not sure what's going on there. Another pair of jeans went for $30. Those were new tags. These are another pair of jeans, the Can jeans. So they put Maurice's Can. A lot of 4 colored jeggings, size small, went for $100. That's crazy to me. And that sold in April, so April 7th. So just a couple days ago, 7 pairs of Maurice's jeggings, colored in size small. It says they're perfect condition, went for $100. I would have never guessed that. This is, see, some of these say jeans by Maurice, and I don't know if that's, let's just see what it says here, if it shows a tag. So I don't know if that's a different brand or what's going on there, so I would disregard that, I guess. Here's another pair of pants from Maurice's and Old Navy. A lot of 5 went for $40. This is a Maurice's maxi skirt. This one went for $34.99. Another one for $48. So it looks like denim maxi skirts are doing fairly well. This was a size 3-4. This was also a size 3-4, so smaller in those. This is a 17-18 that went for $58. Here's a pair of shorts. These are all new, I believe. Looks like 3 pairs of shorts went for $47.98, so that bundling really seems to work in this brand. So here's Maurice's. Let's just look up 9 West. That's another one that I see quite a bit at my thrift store. And we're still in the 30 and sold. So here I think we're probably going to see a lot of shoes just based off what I'm seeing here. 9 West made some pretty cool shoes in like the 90s, early 2000s. These boots are great. These square-toed boots, they went for $75. Here's a pair of slip-on wedges for $33. More of a prom style for $43. Let's see if there's going to be anything that is not shoes. It doesn't really look like it. So I guess only shoes for 9 West. We'll just throw up another brand, American Eagle. I think everybody finds American Eagle pretty frequently in their thrift stores. It's a pretty popular brand. Here's a pair of men's pants. They're they're cargo pants, 28-30, so pretty small. Those went for $36. Those look like men's. Slim fit went for $32. Here's a pair of favorite boyfriend jeans in a size 6 tall, went for $32.99. Here's a pair of cargos that went for $35. Here's a big jean lot. It looks like it went for a bid of only $50. Here's a big flare on these for $34.19. Some of these are surprising to me, especially these that are like really blown out. I don't see those being very popular anymore with a lot of the distressing, but here is a pair that went for $31.99, and that just goes to show you that, you know, not everyone is following the current trends. But here's a whole bunch again that do not have distressing. A big flare on this one. These are new, $32. Here's a dress, new with tags, $39.99. So what I'm trying to show you, I guess, is to do your homework while you're at home so that when you're in the thrift store, you know what you're looking for. You know kind of what is going to give you a higher price point in the brands that you know that you find quite frequently. Are you going to be able to find everything that I am showing you right now in those brands at your thrift stores? Maybe not, but you kind of have an idea. Like Maurice's, definitely check out the jeans. I would still look up comps. Don't just go based off of what I just showed you, you know, in a 30-second clip here. but it's showing you that there is money to be made in these brands that maybe you don't hear often. They're not known for bringing in a lot of money, but there are people that are looking for those brands. So my suggestion to you is just kind of take some time every week. You know, if you have 10 minutes here, 20 minutes there, just kind of put in some different brands, see what's selling from that brand. If you know you can find a lot of dresses at the bins or thrift stores, that's even something you can put into eBay is, you know, summer dresses. See what people are looking for. Are they looking for off-the-shoulder dresses? Are a lot of those selling? If not, maybe stay away from that. The maxi dresses, you know, those seem to be pretty popular. You could kind of look on here if the like shorter, tighter dresses are in. If they are, I'm assuming they're probably using some pretty strategic keywords like clubbing, that kind of thing. So that would be something that you'd want to put in yours if you are finding that and you want to sell that. So this is definitely a whole bunch of information that you can gain just by using the apps that you currently sell on. That is giving you the best information, like to the time that you are looking at it, of what's selling, as opposed to what, you know, you can find on the internet of what people are telling you. This is going to be in style. This is what's happening. You know, like this is giving you true information to what people are buying, when they're buying it, and for how much. So this is just kind of a video of me giving you all of the knowledge that I have, that I am researching brands. There's other places you can look for this information as well. If you are looking for more information on what the younger generation is wearing, I would suggest looking at TikTok, Instagram, blogs within those age groups. But don't forget about, you know, the people that are in their 30s and 40s and the more mature people as well, because they're always looking for clothing too. So with that, I would suggest if you have, you know, a mall that has some different stores, go see what's popular right now. Go see what colors are in, what styles people have out for sale, because that is going to be what's trending this summer. I always say that knowledge is always going to help you in this business because things are always changing. Something that was popular today might not be popular in 6 months, and it probably wasn't popular 2 years ago. So you always want to make sure that you're trying to stay ahead of the game. Trends come and go. Not everybody is going to wear the same trends. A lot of people stick with what they know and what they like, but this is definitely a way to kind of have a little bit of an edge on your reselling so that you have items that people are truly looking for. So with that being said, I hope you guys learned something, enjoyed today's video, and if you did, please make sure to hit the like button. It really helps out my channel and I really appreciate it. I will see you guys on the next one. Bye!